always just going to be happy when
I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. They've been calling for this. We've delivered. Zara's in the building. Give a round of applause for the guy. What are you telling me, Zara, man? How are you?
Stop it. How
Nah,
you
man, they've
doing,
been calling
deluded,
for you.
man?
They've been calling for you. So I've made it happen,
Stop
man.
it.
We're here.
It's
Look
been
at
a
me,
while,
blushing.
man. I'm all right. I'm alive. First things first. Mood wise, I don't know where I stand. Mood wise, a bit of happiness, a bit of happiness with the Bruno, a bit of sadness with the Vinicius situation, but it was something that I think I kind of saw coming, but I didn't want to. Well, I accepted at some point, and then I was like, I got a little bit more hope, and I was back and forth between it. But yeah, we're here though.
You know what, Zara? Why it's fresh in the mind and why you've gone on it. And if I'm completely honest with you, Zara, personally, I've offered all my thoughts with Vinicius. So it's a chance to pick your brains and things. And you're the guest. You're the reason everybody's here. You've touched on it. Let's address I mean, can you call it an elephant in the room? Vinicius Jr. set to sign a new deal at Real Madrid. Like, how does that make you feel? What did you make of the whole pursuit for Vinicius Jr.? Like, give me all your Vinicius thoughts, man. Leave no stone unturned, my boy.
Look, from the club's perspective, I can't fault them. As an Arsenal fan, you cannot fault them whatsoever. The club put their best foot forward. This was going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest deal in Premier League history. And the fact that we were able to, even at this point, he's accepting a package that is lesser than the one that we offered him. I mean, there's nothing else you can do from the club's perspective. It just comes down to, I personally feel, I'm just gonna offer my opinion. I may be right, I may be wrong. This is my opinion. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I
No, man, you're here.
personally,
Say every unfiltered, Zara. Say everything that you feel about this, bro.
one of the big factors I think played a part in it is South Americans culturally tend to dream their pinnacle is the two Spanish clubs, whereas in Africa it may be a little bit different. You may get, yeah, but you get some Madrid, Barca, but you get a bit more blend and all that.
There'll be a
Europe, I don't
couple
know.
of British teams thrown into it from like Africa and that.
Exactly. Arsenal and United, Liverpool, maybe, and all that. But Europe, I don't know how you guys roll. In Asia, I don't know how they roll. But South America, as you know, traditionally. So it's very hard to try take somebody away from that, especially knowing that when he goes home, those are the teams that you have more juice if you're playing for Madrid when you go home to Brazil, as opposed to if you're Gabriel Martinelli playing for Arsenal.
It's the
So
pinnacle of
that
club football, Real Madrid.
exactly that, yeah, exactly. So that I think played a massive factor. But what I didn't understand is I try to put myself in his shoes. So that plays a massive factor. So yeah, that's a big pull. But how I kind of saw it from his side is he gets an opportunity where he's been at Madrid already, right? He's won how many Champions Leagues? Two
Two.
Champions Leagues, right? He's won two Champions Leagues. He's done as far as I'm concerned, he's done as much as he can do at Madrid. The problem with Madrid is no matter what he does, right? He could win two, three, four Champions Leagues. Right now, deluded. If I were to ask you Madrid legends, right? He's won two Champions Leagues. If I were to ask you Madrid legends, you would rattle off 10 names. Vinicius Jr. isn't even in those 10. That's what the issue with Madrid is for that in my eyes. So I'm like, all right, you've played there, you've done the two things, right? You've come close to almost winning the Ballon d'Or. You were pipped by Rodri when Rodri won it. When was it? Last year, 2 years ago? Whenever Rodri won it, you were pipped just then. Immediately after that, you now have Jude. Jude now is kicking in the team. You sign Mbappe into that team. The focus of the team shifts. Mbappe is the guy at Madrid, right? We can all agree on that. Mbappe is the. If you were to say pick one guy at Madrid, Mbappe is the guy. There it is. There it is. Right? Mbappe is the guy. So you've won the two Champions Leagues. From an individual perspective, the Ballon d'Or thing was a big deal. You did the whole party thing, and it was a big deal when they gave it to Rodri and not you and all that. That ain't gonna happen at Madrid because guess what? When that team is firing, the first person people will think of is Mbappe. When you have stars on a team, your impact is diluted, right?
Mm.
So there's that aspect. And then Arsenal offers you this project where it's going to be all about you, not just the Arsenal project, the Premier League. You are going to be the face of the Premier League. You're opening yourself up to now different markets, right? You're expanding your brand globally. The Premier League is expanding here. It's a big league here. Here it's a $32 trillion economy over here. There's now new economic opportunities. You know that the Arsenal brand can open to you. You've already capitalized on the Madrid ones. It just the Arsenal opportunity seemed more of a no-brainer to me than anything. To get a statue
Ooh,
outside
no
of Real
brainers.
Madrid. Yeah,
Real
to get
Madrid to
a
Arsenal. I'm not downplaying us, but no brainer.
to get a statue at Madrid, right? To get a statue at Madrid, he's gonna have to win six more Champions League,
Yeah, you
six,
have to
seven more
cure world
Champions League.
hunger, innit?
At Arsenal, he comes and he wins a Champions League. He's on par with Thierry Henry, if not maybe pips him as the greatest player that we've had, kind of thing.
Are you sure about that,
It's
though?
okay. I'm gassing it up a little bit. I'm gassing
Yeah,
it up,
yeah,
but
yeah. I
it's.
don't know. I
I'm
don't
just
know about
saying.
that one. I was
But
with you
get the
until I
point.
heard that.
Get the
But I
point
get
where
it, though.
six Champions Leagues. We're still talking. Oh, maybe Zidane, maybe R9 or whatever. You win one Champions League for Arsenal. It elevates you into folklore. And we're not like a small fan base, diluted. We're a global brand. Yes, Madrid may be bigger than us, but we are that team. We are that level right below. So it's not like people won't know you and stuff like that. So that's what yeah, okay, Madrid is the pinnacle, but what else can he as a human, you want to feel loved, right? You want to feel valued. This is what his whole thing was. It's like, oh, they gave Mbappe a better deal than me, so I'm gonna fuss up a sock. They gave him 80% image rights. I have to look at how he had to fight just to be put on par with Mbappe. We're giving him 100. It's like you want to feel valued. Yeah, I get Madrid is your
But
dream
ain't
and
that
all
like
that, but
throwing money at a girl and like just say it was a gal, yeah? Like, ain't it like just throwing like if we're gonna give you more money, isn't it like us pursuing a girl, buying her all the gifts, blowing up her phone, and she's not on us?
no, but it's not even about the money, diluted. It's the chance to leave a leg. So the money we're giving him what he wants money wise. That's what Madrid won't give him. They won't give him what he wants money wise. It's also the chance to build a legacy. Impact wise, he will have a bigger impact on people's lives playing for Arsenal than he would for Real Madrid. Yes, Madrid is the bigger team and all that, but legacy wise, I mean, Madrid has had Cristiano Ronaldo won how many Champions Leagues for them in a row?
We'll be here all day talking about all the legends that have played for Real Madrid. So you're right
Exactly.
on that.
Exactly. So that for me, it's just maybe I'm a little bit different, but that is what at some point, maybe I may be wrong. I mean, I don't have it, but just from being around people and all that, people that are rich and all that in this profession and all, once you get to a certain level of money and fame, it's 20 million and 30 million are barely any different. This guy is not going to be paying for anything. The only thing you'll have to pay for in life from here henceforth, as long as he's famous, is his house. He walks into a restaurant, they'll be begging to comp everything. He gets free clothes from whoever his sponsor is and all that. So it's like the money aspect I don't think is a big deal. It's leaving an impact on people. And I feel the Arsenal opportunity provides a better chance at that, especially where our project is at. We were in the Champions League final. We were a couple penalty kicks away from making history. We're that close. It's not like we're at the beginning of building a project. He comes and he joins our team. We get over the line. He's barely done any of the work in the build up to
He's the
get into
icing
this
on top of the
moment, but
cake.
he's the guy that
Or he
takes
would
us
have been.
over the line. He gets the credit for that. He gets a bronze statue outside the stadium, something where I don't know if he will even does he get that at Madrid? I don't know what the statues are outside of the Bernabeu.
Neither do I.
So
It's
so
a
I,
it's a
I and
techie one.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's I just thought it was a perfect opportunity. Yeah, you're prying him away from something he's used to, something he likes. It's the whole dream of playing Real Madrid and all. But I maybe it's because it's Arsenal. I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but I just thought this is a great opportunity that to pass by. Who knows? Who knows now if he signs a euro or two down the line? Look at how quickly football moves with these stars. The turnover at Madrid, they move quick. They move
And
quick.
he's seen that already
They've
because
already moved.
he was there at 18, innit? And so
Yeah,
he was there when Benzema, Ronaldo, and them man were
yeah.
there. He's gone from being on the peripheral things to being the kind of star.
The
And
star, and then
you're right, you
they've
made a
already
good
moved on
point.
from him.
Like, yeah, like you made a good point. Like Real Madrid, very few players leave Real Madrid, innit? Real Madrid choose to move on to you. I
Yeah,
know Sergio Ramos departed, but that weren't when he weren't in his prime. Varane and Casemiro the same. Off the top of my head, the last player that I can remember that genuinely said, "Yo, I want to leave Real Madrid," would have been Cristiano Ronaldo, innit?
yeah,
Other than that, when we got Ozil, they wanted to get rid. When United
yeah.
got Di Maria initially, they wanted to get rid. So I get that, yeah. But let me be devil's advocate, Zah, because I actually think you're spitting facts, yeah. But purely being devil's advocate, what if you don't care about that stuff, like the legacy in England and all of that? And I only say that to say this because earlier you said, right, couple of points. Earlier you said, right, them South American, Latin American man, it's all Real Madrid. So that's one. He's grown up there. That's two.
Uh-huh.
Obviously Florentino Perez sees him as a son, allegedly. That's three. I think his name's Holly Calafat. That's a chief scout, sees him as a kind of guy and a key part of these negotiations and keeping him. That's another one. You mentioned Mbappe and the project, and you're right on one hand in that, yo, it's Real Madrid. They're always going to sign stars. One day they might get Elise and Haaland and the next Joe Blogs and things like that.
That's
But
who's
what
coming
if
in
he
next.
yeah, no, that's gonna 100%. But what if it's a thing where one, he don't care about that legacy at Arsenal. He always wants Real Madrid. He just I guess he wanted a financial package because he's 26 years of age, and like what you were saying with the image rights and all of that. Two, whether they follow through on these promises is another thing. But maybe he just wanted to know where I see myself in this project. Like, are me and Mbappe on par, or do you not see me as one of those? So, like, what if it's that thing? Because I think
Okay,
you're spitting facts with the illusion at Arsenal, but yeah.
forget the
One
legacy.
love for the super chat as well, but go on, sir.
Big up. Oh, there we go. Shout out to
Come on.
LSG. There we go. Oh, is that a
Big
South
up yourself,
African?
LSG, man.
That's a South African guy. That's a South African rand right there.
Hey,
SAZAR.
big up South
But anyway,
Africa, man.
if it wasn't put the legacy thing aside, right? Put the legacy thing aside. We still offered the better financial package. So everything about that deal,
But we'd be calling him a money grabber if it was the other way around. But let me not cut you.
every logical thing about that deal, deluded, seemed to be pointing at Arsenal, apart from the fact that South American people love Real Madrid. That's it. That's literally it. That's why he's staying at. That's why he's staying in Madrid.
Don't forget the weather as well, man.
The footballing aspect. Put the two things versus each other. Arsenal made more sense. The financial package. Put the two things against each other. Arsenal made more sense. So it's like it's just the whole. It's the love of, okay, he's grown up at Madrid. He loves being in Madrid, I guess. But it just seems everything about him. The little that I know, of course, I just watch him on TV. I'm not saying I'm his best friend. I know him personally or whatever. The little that I've seen and what I've made up my presumptions, everything about him just points against the decision that he makes. He seems like he's an egomaniac. He seems like he's a pick me kind of guy. Look at me. It's my kind of team. The Madrid situation is not
no,
that.
I get it now. What you mean. But what if he wanted my team to be Real Madrid? And as you know, these kind of star man, they do use interest against others, you know. Like, he could have been using, Arsenal giving me this fat... Because look at it this week, yeah? Obviously, what's going on inside the real world of football, we don't know.
He got them to fold.
Yeah, but what if that... Because I genuinely think, if I'm completely honest, my opinion is, I got a couple of things. My thing is, I think Arsenal fans can't read. I think that, and I mean that with the loveliest part of my heart, because I understand it.
We do
just
have quite the fan base.
Yeah, no, but why I say that is, we just won the Premier League. Josh was talking mad. Bert has been doing his thing. Arteta's doing his thing. We know that we need these kind of stars. As you said, we've been doing our thing in the Champs. We've done our thing in the Prem. When Ornstein came out and you look at the headline, yeah, compared to what's actually said, I'm not saying don't be optimistic, but it said it's really relying on the contract. Now I look at it this week, yeah, and I do think Vinicius has never been as close to leaving. I do think his heart was with Real Madrid, but he was giving serious thought to Arsenal. And I also think Real Madrid, it was a game of poker, in it. They've been negotiating for 1 or 2 years. It's clearly a game of poker where Arsenal have been interested. As you said there, Arsenal have offered him bare money. We see big players use this. He's obviously sat there and said, listen, if you're not going to pay me what I kind of need, Arsenal are on me. They're giving me a big contract. Real Madrid thought he would fold. You've seen this week that they've not given him 30 million euros, but they're giving him a lot closer. So it seemed like a game of chicken. And let's be real, everybody's playing each other off against everyone. Real Madrid are betting Vini don't stay. Don't. He bends to his demands. Arsenal are obviously probably looking at other targets while trying to get Vini. Vini's playing off Arsenal and gassing up Arsenal on one hand and then playing a strong game with Real Madrid. So it's just how mad things are.
Yeah. It's literal poker. And it's just, here's the thing, right? Is that this is the first time where we are somewhat in, the thing is, we're somewhat in like unfamiliar territory where this is the pinnacle. This is the guy, the pinnacle of world football. We are
Well,
being
that's the reason we
used
moved to the Emirates as well,
leverage.
Zach. To be getting these kind of players. I remember
Yeah. So the first one stings, but you are right. It's very normal. You leverage. This is how contract negotiations work. You leverage that Arsenal package. He literally was going in every day into those. You saw him going to the training ground yesterday, pulling in with his agent. He had that Arsenal package, and he's like, brother, this is what is there for me. If you don't up this thing to either, if I were him, because we were giving him 100%. I think Mbappe, I believe, has 80%, and Real Madrid takes 20 of the image rights, and that's what he wanted to match.
I remember he's 26 as well. This is like, I know he's got P's and got paid, but like this is 26.
When
this
he's
is
at his
where
peak.
you need to get that big boy contract if you can.
Yeah, and I guess on that front too, this with the team that they're building, they assume that they're going to be winning. The more they win, the more the bigger that image right thing gets. But I don't know, deluded. I just, it's, everything seemed to, again. I might be deluded, as your alias says. Everything just seemed to me logically, everything just seemed to point at the Arsenal package being the better package, except for that one emotional aspect, which is South Americans love Real Madrid. That's it. That's literally
Real Madrid,
what it came down to.
Barcelona and Real Madrid, as you said, that they want that kind of club. Now, I would have. This is why, for me, yeah, when people were calling me negative about this, it isn't that I was necessarily negative. I think we could have given him a good pitch, and we did for whatever reasons, financially, project.
We gave him the best.
The face of it,
the better pitch.
Yeah, but I think the only reasons are I would have believed it is two things would have had to have happened for me. Either Real Madrid say negotiations are off, go and do what you're doing, or Vinicius says I want to leave, which obviously he hasn't done either one. Then you're kind of relying on the contract negotiations to break down. I never saw these 2 or 3 things, so I couldn't get too excited about Vinícius Jr.
I don't know. I initially was out when that initial Sky Sports report came out. The one that people were saying, oh, it wasn't cross-sourced when they said that he's leaning stay. I freaked out.
2 days ago, innit?
No, it was like a week ago. It was like that.
Fair.
It came out when I was on a golf when I was on the golf course. I freaked out, and then
you get money when you're playing golf with the millionaires, man.
They're trying to, man. But yeah, that came out, and initially, that's when I was like, all right, it's done. We're out. The longer it kept going on, for some reason, it just kept giving me a bit more. I should have known that it's giving Madrid more time to keep negotiating, but it just kept giving me just a bit more hope and a bit more hope and a bit more hope and a bit more hope. And that's where now, when the dagger came in yesterday, I'm like, yeah, I should have just it makes sense. But it's how, but bro, they haven't even matched our package. That's what doesn't make sense. Is they haven't even they dropped. I think we were close to 30. We were like close to 30 and 100% image rights. They stopped at, I think, 23 or 24 is what's being reported. They stopped at 24, which is what, I don't know if we have any Madristas in here or people that know Madrid affairs and all that. When I saw this, I thought this was fake. But when I saw this, apparently that's the same that Alaba was on. Alaba was apparently on 24 a year, which,
Because them man were free agents though. That's what's obviously helped them. Like
but
obviously, if we look at the
still,
ability, it looks different. But like
if you're putting up, brother, if you're deluded, if you're putting up this big of a fuss, where your negotiation is taking this long, it's this big of a fuss. And sorry, excuse me. And you're just gonna be, you're gonna be on the same level as Alaba. That kind of shocked me. That's irrelevant. But
but he's probably signed that last contract 3-4 years ago.
True.
That's probably why he would have. That's probably why he was on little money, and that's probably why he could get this now. But couldn't that tell you, Zar, that money isn't necessarily the be all and end all? Because as you said earlier, he's not gonna. He can walk in. You gave the example in it, like you can walk into restaurants and do your thing. There's no problem. Obviously, if Arsenal, for argument's sake, if you wanted 30, Arsenal are offering you 30, and bearing in mind all the things we said as to why you'd want to stay at Real Madrid, but if Arsenal are offering you 30 and these men are offering you 25. Plus, they're changing their mind on the bonuses and the image rights and all of that. And there's a 5 mil difference. And you really want Real Madrid. Don't I tell you, money might not be it then? Because granted, it's not just a money thing for Arsenal. Money's a big caveat. We had to give him the bag, sell him the carrot of what we're doing as a team and winning the league. And then obviously, a major carrot would have been Vini. Mbappe is the guy over there. You can be the guy here. Yeah, obviously, you and Saka could be the guys together, but you're going to be the guy. Like, surely it means money ain't the be all and end all then.
Apparently, money should be. Money should be, because this is a job.
For me, I'm trying to get the peas. I'm not going to cap. I'm trying to get the peas.
It should be the end all, but apparently it ain't. And you know what I just thought of as you were going on about money, which I didn't even think of in this whole entire process. Let me put a scenario to you here.
Go ahead, man.
If for example, let's say Arbeloa still was in the job. Arbeloa still had the job. Do you think it'll be a little different? Do you think Mourinho played do you think, because Mourinho's coming in as a coach now, do you think
Mourinho played a massive part, though, man?
I think it's above him. Didn't even think of that.
On one hand, I think it's above Mourinho because I think it's Florentino Perez. It's the final say. When you do look, and granted, David Ornstein's only the one I want to listen to, because to answer your question,
that's why I'm not.
Yeah, because for me, there was nothing with Vinícius. David Ornstein's come out, and then all the journalists, they're adding their own isms and schisms and their own whispers and all of these kind of things to the story, innit? But it's a weird one because it feels like it's above Jose. Because I mean, when you look at Florentino Perez and all the rumors, people, there were some rumors that some people are in favor of selling him, some people in favor of letting him run down his deal, some people want him to sign a new deal. So there's all kind of different voices in his head, essentially, surely. But obviously, when you get beyond Florentino Perez and all them executives and the guys that make the decisions, of course, Jose's played a massive part. I want you to be a key part of this thing. Jose's a heavyweight. I know some people will go back to, ironically, Vinícius and the Benfica lad and say, the racist thing, maybe he would want to go. I don't know where you stand on that. But
why does he want to stay in Spain? That too. They don't even like him. They don't like him.
Do you want me to be honest, though?
They abuse him there.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
If I look at it, like, obviously, Brazil's got the
most... It's worse in Spain. Right?
Yeah, I think Brazil's got the most black people, excluding Africa, in it. So that's one. But there's a lot of prejudice and racism in Brazil of all aspects. So he's probably been dealing with it, unfortunately, since he came into this world. Obviously, he's gone to Spain.
That's the theory with the chin thing.
Then obviously he's gone to Spain, like he's gone to Spain, where I'm not saying racism's all right, because all sorts of discrimination we're not for. But he's been dealing with it. And then people will look at it and say, Jose's coming in, he backed the racist. I'm just looking at it without my personal opinion.
I didn't even think of that.
No, because if you're Jose Mourinho, the one thing you could say to Vinícius is, he is used to it, Keros. But the one thing you could say is, and I'm not saying Jose was right, because he disappointed everyone, myself included, when the thing happened. I'm backing my player. I might have got onto him in private. In public, I'm saying something else. The game's the game. And unfortunately, we know, like, there's a lot of multicultural people in the chat, and there's obviously other people. Unfortunately, Zar, you've dealt with racism in your workplace. I've dealt with racism in my workplace. The chat has dealt with racism in the workplace. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it's right. Man, I have to get on with it. So how much of a part does that thing play? Really? So it's like, when people are saying it, it's logical to me, but it don't really go that far in the real world for me, if I'm honest, man.
You're right. Especially when you're, 30 million euros a year. That fixes all the race. That fixes all that. You can call me.
The man in the thing is the only thing that, out of all the schisms, that made me think, he might Go for it then. But then you could argue, is it harder for him to win a Ballon d'Or at Arsenal or Real Madrid? And I only say that to say this. Yes,
It's
on one
harder
hand,
at Madrid.
I don't think it is. If I'm
It's
honest, it's more of a political thing over there. It's who you want to give it to. Is Mbappe the new favoured son? Am I going to give it Vinicius? But then at Arsenal, you got to remember, yeah, everything is highlighted more because you're not just Vinicius amongst Mbappe and Valverde and Modric and Benzema and this one and that one. You obviously we got players, but it's you, you know. It's you that has to take this thing to a next level, you know.
Deluded. From our last season, they wanted to. They were dying to give us the awards. They wanted to give us those awards. It's just we were missing that guy to put the hand up and say, "Yep, I'm the guy that's going to come and collect the Player of the Year award because we won." They didn't want to give it to Declan Rice because he's a defensive midfielder. The problem
He's
is,
not
are the
sexy.
people that
He's
we
not
were
sexy
putting
enough.
wood forward,
Even though they gave it Rodri, but he's sexy.
it was it gets diluted because we're putting forward Gabriel, we're putting forward Saliba, we're putting forward Raya, we're putting forward Declan Rice, 4 defensive guys. I'd rather give it to an attacking guy. None of our attacking guys were firing. It's there, right there. Similar with the Champions League, we get to we get over the hurdle. He's the guy that puts the hand up and saying, "I am the best player. I am the star guy in these moments. I'm the one that picked up the ball and I won the game." They are dying to give us those individual awards, but we just don't have a guy to take it. Our guys to take it are usually Saka was burnt out last season.
It's
He
our
didn't play
defensive
well.
spine, and yeah, you're right. Saka went on
Yeah,
it. Smash the
so
likes,
it's
people. He should be at 100 likes.
so that's what I'm saying. Whereas it's in that situation where he has a team that's ready, built ready, waiting for that guy to put his hand up to say that I am the one that's going to come and take the awards and take everybody to the promised land. Whereas when Madrid wins, we're looking at, oh, did you see what Jude did in that game in the build-up? Mbappe. Oh, Mbappe on the left there. You know Mbappe is going to want the ball when things are going wrong. So it just makes no sense. The Arsenal situation in all aspects, in my mind, maybe I could be wrong. This is my opinion that I put forward. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. This is how I feel. Maybe I could be wrong, but it just I don't know that Mourinho. It's I guess it's that's the aspect that I didn't think of, that Mourinho aspect. If Arbeloa was still in that job, if they hadn't,
Respectfully to Albalá, you ain't got the name to kind of gas
there it
Vinicius.
is.
Jose, when Jose speaks, you will listen.
There it is. There it is. If Arbeloa was still in that job, things I am 1,000% sure things would have been different today. He would have been in Arsenal. That graphic would have been him in a red shirt with a cannon on his chest.
And the saddest thing, like obviously, I would have loved for Vinicius to sign for us. It would have been a level raiser. It would have been it would have raised so much levels. Obviously, we only as fans, we only care about what you do on a football pitch in it, and you would have been great. Obviously, commercially, all of those things, it would have been absolutely phenomenal. I'd also go a step further and say Arsenal have had a lot of good players. We've got a lot of legends of various degrees. Some were world class, some were top class, some were just good players. We've had different legends. But when you look at the trajectory of our football club, yeah, there's certain players that you can look at, and for me, it marks like a change in our history. Dennis Bergkamp is one. You fast forward to the Emirates era. Remember, we was broke Emirates era, and big thing was the finances. When we went and got Alexis Sanchez and Ozil, that said,
Mesut Ozil deal.
the broke days are gone. You could even say in recent times, Declan Rice. I think Vinicius would have been like a cornerstone in
you're
that.
1,000% right. You're 1,000% right about that. That's
the jarring thing, man. But I always thought it was ambitious. And I wanted to ask you another thing, yeah. Like, where do you stand on before I ask you another question, where do you stand on this? Because I must admit I'm conflicted, Zal, because I see a lot of fans saying, "Oh, look where we was a few years ago. I'm proud that we're in these Vinícius Jr. conversations." For me, I think two truths live in one realm. I am proud to be in these conversations. I am proud to see that you could argue we made Real Madrid panic and say, "Go back on," because before it was, "We're not giving you no peas. What the offer is, the offer is in it." Now they're giving him peas. So I am proud. But that pride doesn't really do much for me by the same token, because we can't go proud of Arsenal play left wing. If we're struggling at any point in the season next year, we can't go, "I was proud of our Vinícius Jr. pursuit, get warmed up and come on the pitch." We still haven't got a left winger. And it's a weird one for me because obviously you look at the market, yeah, because I just said Alexis Sanchez, right? I said this on my earlier stream, innit? You can't fault the club for trying. I respect a trier, but trying only goes so far. To us football fans, yeah, there ain't really that many widespread guys. Like, I forget Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal and Barcelona, yeah. he was at Udinese. Everyone was like, yo, we'll have a look at him. Before Eden Hazard went to Chelsea and ultimately Real Madrid, everyone's like, oh, Leo, that's the kind of guy. I think we need to find those stars before we find those stars. But I think the game is a bit different. But then I look at our like what we've been doing, innit? Ultimately, we've been chasing a player where it's been reliant on if he signs a new deal. In Vinícius Jr.'s case, before that, in terms of those like mad targets, it was Julian Alvarez, in it, in which we know, or at least we're told, Barcelona is your first choice. So, do you think we're in this weird kind of realm where we need those level raisers, but there's only X amount, and 9 times out of 10 they're swooped up by the big clubs?
Yeah. So our
It's
problem
difficult,
is,
man.
so our problem is we need a mixture of everything. Actually, we need a mixture of oh, we're at a level, we're at the stage where we've just won the league, we're in a winning phase, so we need to tinker a little bit, which is what the Vinicius thing was going to be, to tinker a little bit to keep that winning phase going, to make it actually fruitful. Because with this group, just one Premier League would be a massive disappointment with this group. So to keep it going, tinker a little bit, right? While also then building for all the future success kind of deal. So also going at the lower levels, the academy, more so the academy levels, and what the guys, the kind of guys that you pointed at, the Hazards coming into Chelsea from Lille, the kind of guys. So we do need those level raisers, because we are at that level that we are gonna we need to build more trophies. But the important guys are the guys that you alluded to, which is why I think when we missed out earlier on like Jeremy Monga, I thought that was a massive deal, because that kid is, at the scholarship levels where I think we should be competing the most. That kid he is projected to be the next big thing, and losing out to him over 3 or 4 mil. Yeah, it's probably he was asking for ridiculous wages and stuff like that, but that's just where I think we need to kind of break our mold to be sustainable going forward. Because as Deluded pointed out to, the actual guys that we need to take us over to the Champions League, they're few and far between. The Vinicius is, yeah. Apart from Vinicius, what, the left wing market? Who else? Who else is there? Barcola, right? Barcola, who is Barcola that much better? Yeah, he probably is a better player than our guys, but is Barcola that much better
And is
than?
Bacola really a level raiser, though?
That's what
Like,
I
by
said. Is,
default,
is he
he
that
is,
much
but
better
he's
than? I
not
was
in
about to
that
say.
category with Bacola.
I was about to be
Vinicius.
disrespectful. Is he that much better than Martinelli?
He is, but that's not the. I
We
don't know.
need
That's not
we need
the.
actual level raisers.
It's
So
like if you've got a fat girlfriend and like she's 4 out of 10. And if you get a 6 out of 10, she's better by default. She's
we need a
it's like
blend. We need a blend of both. We need a blend of both. We're in a unique situation where to capitalize off this current group, we do need the Viniciuses. But for the actual long term stuff, the guys if we can get one, I don't know how good this tallest guy is. I'm hoping this tallest guy can be one of
I rate
those
him,
where he's a
but
hazard.
I rate him in the squad. Like I rate what you could be. I don't want to put those kind of expectations on you. And obviously, when you've been linked with Bacola, Morgan Rogers, Vinicius, this one, that one, it tells me, and we were told Zolis does not affect who, like at the time, Morgan Rogers. So that tells me we're only going for we're
It
going for
did.
big
It did. I
attackers.
mean, the Vinicius money was still on the table even after the Solis thing was
This is what I'm saying.
was.
Like, and also, Zah, I wanted to ask you as well, yeah, because you indirectly touched on it. Pardon me. Obviously, this man Vinicius, him and Cristiano Ronaldo share one thing in common. Well, two, or maybe a couple. They're both Portuguese speakers. They're both attacking players for Real Madrid, and they both won the Champions League at Real Madrid. But they're very
Mhm.
different. You look at when Real Madrid bought Hazard, he built his name at Chelsea, Ronaldo, Man United, Kaká, AC Milan, Vinicius, Rodrigo. These kind of men are a bit. You could even force it and say Jude Bellingham, but I wouldn't put him in that. They're a bit different in that. This guy was kicking ball in Brazil for 2 minutes, and I know, like you said there, the immediate level raisers to us armchair experts, yeah, they're too far in between. A big part of what I want, and I said this even if we sign Vinicius, we need to find these stars before they become stars, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Doué when he's at Rennes, Mahrez and Kante when they're in France, the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Gundogan's when they're in Germany, Salah when he's labelled a Chelsea flop and he's in Italy, Rodrigo and Vinicius when they've played 2 minutes in Brazil. We need to kind of find them kind of man. Kvaratskhelia before Napoli, but at a minimum, when he's at Napoli, we need to get there before PSG get there. Or you have these kind of scenarios. Like, do you think there's something in that for Arsenal? Because I know the dynamics have changed and there's a caveat with needing them to develop because it wasn't all plain sailings for Vinicius. But we used to do that, Zar. We used to be the guys that would find, you would go and find a Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry, like hit a bit of a roadblock at Juventus and Inter Milan respectively, show them a bit of love, their stars, go and find other players from the four corners of the world and make them stars. We used to do that. Like, do you feel there's something in that? Like, even somebody in the comments said Doué was there at Rennes. Like, there's guys that we could get at times. Like, am I forcing it a bit, or is there something in that for you?
No, we still do. We still do. It's just.
So who we found, man?
No, we still do. Because
I'm not boying us, but who
look
have
at
we
this
found?
team. Look at this team. Who was Gabriel Magalhaes? Gabriel Magalhaes is now one of the best
defenders
center backs
were
on the
spot
planet.
on. Fair place. Defenders spot
William
on.
Saliba. William
fair play.
Saliba, the same way, right? So it's pretty much this team.
But
You
the
can argue
attackers,
that
though.
with Jurriën Timber. What's his name? So yeah, once we start getting further up the field, okay,
This is what
where
I'm saying, bro.
that's where we're a bit lacking. So what that comes down to, that much, I don't know. Is it our
Cola that
scouting?
we're talking about, that's 100 odd million. Sorry to cut you, Zar. He was there at Lyon, you know.
Because even our attacking, I mean, look at the attacking signings. Arteta, that's the part of the field that Arteta in his
That's the one
tenure really
unit
has
we have
addressed.
problems about, bro.
He's addressed the least. The signings wise, he's really has addressed the least. And I guess we kind of tried it with guys like Marquinhos and stuff like that, but it didn't work out. I personally feel we're getting a bit. It seems like we're getting a bit better now. This last season or two,
There's several
at that
recruitments at youth level. Big us up.
at
Either
that
they go to the
scholarship,
first team or we make some
the,
peace.
the manga one kind of annoyed me. Just break
That
the
annoyed
wage
me as
structure.
well.
They didn't want to
The
break.
last time you was here, we spoke about Mongo, innit?
Yeah, they didn't want to break the wage structure. But you are right. From an attacking perspective, we just haven't been able to. I'm hoping that's what Solis is, because that's what the fee indicates. That $35 million.
I think he'll
That
be calm, man. I like what
between
Zolis could be for us, but like I don't want to place my expectations on you because obviously what you need to show your body of work in it, and
yeah.
I don't want to place my expectations on you because again we were told Zolis deal don't affect what we're doing in terms of these household names. I don't want to do expecting you to be that level raiser. I hope you are, but I don't think it's fair to you in it because you weren't brought in to do that. Yours is more of a wait and see type of thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you are right that we and it's like how it's just we just haven't gotten lucky with finding one of those, especially from an attacking perspective. What I was a bit more where I was where my worry throughout the years has always been, but it now seems that we're addressing it a bit better, was the scholarship guys, because that's where that clears out. That's where Chelsea cashes in. People
I
are
won't lie, Zara. I respect us, you know. I think there's so much work that we're trying to do. We've missed out on a lot of targets. I think there's so
yeah
much things we need to do for under 18s level, yeah. But I understand that, you know. I actually understand that. Obviously, if I had a kid and they're at Arsenal or whatever, I want them to go get that 20 grand a week. Obviously, you
yeah
might get an exception to the rule, like at the time of Wanyeri, a Dowman, where you might go against your belief for obvious reasons. But I respect not going and you were going to give you 20, 30K
yeah
when you're in the under
yeah
16s or under 18s. I
yeah
respect that. I
yeah.
actually respect that because it sets a terrible precedent.
I was listening to one of these. There's a podcast. One of these two of these guys. I think it's called the Beautiful Game. They had Sol Campbell's agent. Sol
I
Campbell's
big them
first
up.
agent.
My guys, big
Yeah,
them up.
yeah, yeah. Dej, and I forgot what the other guy's name is.
They're
But they
cold.
they had
Go
Sol
subscribe,
Campbell's
people.
they had Sol Campbell's agent on, and he was talking about that
Sky
about
Andrew,
yes. Yeah. That's what the gentleman's name
big
was.
boy
Sky
in this
Andrew.
thing. I don't know if he's
He was
still
talking about
actively doing the agent thing, but he's serious.
he was talking about Sol Campbell, and then Jermaine Pennant too. He brought through Jermaine Pennant, and he's like, as a kid, you don't want to nowadays. It's if you pay somebody £70,000 a week when they're 16 right off the bat, where do you go to from there?
Where'd you go to from there? And you know what it is? I understand it, because Zah, you see these kind of conversations. I'm conflicted because the flip side is, let's be real. Clubs don't care about footballers, bro. Like, I know people don't want to hear that. Clubs don't care. They like what you can do. They don't like what you actually are. So I understand it. And even with that, yeah, if you're 16 years of age, there's no guarantee you're going to make it. So if you can get a 20 grand a week and they're saying we'll buy your mama house and we'll put because this is what a lot of clubs do. It's not just, let's just say I've got a child, yeah. Let's just say let's say I've got 4 kids. One place for not even Arsenal, one place for an academy. Like I said, I've got 4 kids. So there's 3 other kids. A lot of and my kid is somewhat talented. What are they gonna do? We're gonna give you X amount in terms of
and they're
wages.
gonna guarantee the other 3.
You're gonna get private school. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. We're gonna pay you off your mortgage or buy you a house. Your dad needs a job. We're gonna give your dad a job. Mommy needs a job. We're gonna give her mom a job. When you're coming from humble beginnings, I understand it. Like, you're gonna be enticed to go and do them things, innit? It makes sense because reality is these football clubs giving us. It sounds absurd to us, but 20 grand a week, as mad as it sounds, and I'd love to be on that, 20 grand a week for a 16-year-old, or it's nothing, or spending 2-3 million in compensation. What is that to the top 6? That's nothing. So I understand how your head can get turned and all of those things. And also I understand the clubs don't give a monkeys, get what you can get. But the flip side is, where do you go? Like you said there, where do you go from there? It sets a terrible precedent. That's why we always get gazumped. As much as I feel, one thing I would love to see, yeah, is like, you watch youth football, innit? So you know about the youth league, the young version of the Champions League. I would love us to actually be competitive there. I don't think we're competitive there. And I say that because I say this. Max Dowman ain't going to play in that, innit? But I don't want Max Dowman and these man to, because they're still eligible to play in that. Give the opportunities to somebody else. Max Dowman's gone up the levels. The problem is we are not competitive. I want my academy to be a lot more competitive than it currently is. So there's so much we can do at youth level. And as you said, when you look at some of like the Colombian twins or wherever they're from, them man, the Irish youth that we're getting that's playing first team football. I like all of these kind of movements. Because either you're going to progress to the first team or you're going to make us some money. I personally think our academy we need to bring through more than just attacking players generally. I think we need to find those talents that either are going to progress to the first team or be brought for pennies and sold for pounds. There's so much things we kind of have to play catch up on. So I understand that at youth level.
Let me ask you this. Are we in Hayland's in the wrong part of London. That's my problem.
It's a mad thing.
It should be south of the Thames.
It's weird, when you deep it, because it's technically East London. I wouldn't class it as North London. In a car from my house.
It's in Leighton, right? Yeah, I think it's in Leighton.
It's in Walthamstow, but it's fake Walthamstow. It's fake Walthamstow to me. And what I mean by that is, like, where I live right now, yeah, if I had a car and there's no traffic, I promise you I can get there in 5 minutes. 7 minutes tops. You can ding there, right by the Crooked Billet. So, well, yeah, Chinkford, Northeast, Chinkford, Walthamstow is kind of there. But that's this flip side of Arsenal is, we are the sort of club that we will keep some academy talents that are not good enough just so we can have an 11 to put out there. And you see out of that 11, if we've got a one Max Dowman, a Wanyeri, we're good with that. Do you remember when Joe Willock, and I have this on good authority, if you remember when Joe Willock was coming through the academy, right?
Yeah.
When Joe Willock was coming through, you had fucking Josh De Silva, Vladimir Dragomir, you had sick players. The club, I could tell you on authority, the club put their hat on Joe Willock and said, you're going to be the one to make it. Now, whatever I have to say about that, the club were backed up with that decision, because end of the day, Joe Willock came through the system, played for Arsenal in the first team, and was sold for what, 30-odd million quid?
Yeah,
that's our approach. We're not really on that Chelsea thing. And let's flip it back to it, yeah? A lot of these youths, they know when I go to Chelsea or go to City, I might make it. But I'm going there because one, and it's cool to be about money, but I'm going to these places because one, I'm going to get money. Two, I'm going to be surrounded by world-class coaches. Three, I'm going to get that move in it. Like, I'm going to get that move somewhere else.
Yep.
Football's a dirty game, my guy.
Yep.
Dirty.
Yep. It sucks. And then we get burnt with the Vini and all that. But the Bruno, bro, how are we feeling about that? I was looking at there was a tweet that somebody set up our back line. Set up our back line and then the spine of our team, and it's the best spine in world football.
How are you feeling? It is. How are you feeling about Bruno, man?
Look, quality and depth. He adds a lot of quality and depth. I'll be completely honest with you, Deluded. Was he my primary signing this summer? Absolutely not. Did I think
what, in central midfield or just in general?
in general. Did I
Oh,
think we
no, that's
need?
fair.
Did I
And you wanted
need?
a
Did I
winger,
think?
innit?
Did I think central midfield was a primary position to address in the transfer window? Absolutely not. I think we were fine with the central midfielders that we had as is,
Ah,
with Marino coming back from injury. With Marino coming back from injury, NordVPN I thought was a decent player that just didn't get enough minutes. I was hoping for him to get a bit more minutes and all that. Skelly, you got
big
you
him
got
up.
you got Rice, you got Zubamendi. You know, you got numbers that can play in there. A lot of numbers. Eze can play centrally. Odegaard, Nwaneri. There's people that can play centrally. So when I saw the Bruno thing, I was a bit like, oh, okay. But then he's a quality player. He adds a lot of quality and depth. What I want to see from this move mainly is I want to see Declan Rice go down from 65,000 minutes in a season
Facts.
down to below 40,000 minutes in a season. If that's what this move means, then this is a fantastic fantastic move. I don't want to see Rice getting more than 40,000 minutes next season, no matter the circumstances, because we do have the numbers, we do have the quality and depth, and the manager now just you have the tools there. You have to trust them. I don't care about you don't trust this person, you don't trust that. Play. They just have to play. They're all good, kind of thing. We figure it out. We figure it out from there. So that's I love it. It adds something that he personally quality wise he adds something that we've been missing in our midfield since Granit Xhaka left. He adds a lot of
What do you make
bite.
of him being 28? Sorry to cut you, Zal, but like also on top of what you're saying, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's 28, he's turning 29. What do you make of that one as well?
And
75 odd million quid as well.
nowadays professional athletes, these guys are so back in the day, if it was 10 20 years ago I'd freak out. Nowadays sports science is so advanced, you get people like Ronaldo still running around when they're 41 years old, 42 years old, kind of thing. So the age thing doesn't worry me too much. I'm hoping that he takes care of himself. If he takes care of himself properly, which I kind of looked back at his injury record, didn't seem too bad. So I'm not too worried about the age aspect. Resale value, listen, if we're winning
Nah, fuck
titles,
that
I don't
resale value, man.
if we're winning titles, these guys can run down their contracts and leave for free. I don't give a damn. It's win or not winning that that I'm like, all right, maybe we should sell these guys. But I like it. I like it. There you go. As East Coast Gunner alludes to right here, he'll
Big him
give us
up.
4 or 5 years of quality, and that's all we need. That's literally all we need from him. And yeah, I mean it's gonna be a phenomenal signing. Him and Rice, Gabriel
Best
Saliba,
midfield pivot in the Premier League.
him
Immediately.
Rice, Gabriel Saliba, Raya, Timber, Calafiori.
Don't forget Lewis
We
Skelly and Zuba blood.
Luberman,
We're
right?
cooking, fam. Look
It's
at the partnerships we got, Zar. We're gonna assume it's
Marino,
yeah, we're gonna assume it's
Marino.
Rice and Zubi. Yeah? I mean, right, we're gonna assume it's Rice and Bruno. Statistically, last season it was Rice and Zubi. We saw what Lewis Skelly and Rice did towards the end of the season, and there's many different varieties. And as you said earlier, throughout a 50+ season, you can throw a Marino in midfield, a Kai, an Odegaard, and Eze, because there's gonna be injuries and rigors. I'm gassed about this because everybody that knows me since I've started my YouTube journey, I've been crying about our midfield. It feels like a full circle moment in that midfield is lock off now. I do think people. I don't. Nah, it's not really true. I do think people downplay Miles Lewis Skelly, and I would love to see him play some football. I think Bruno. One thing I like about Bruno is this is what Alex Ferguson used to do, bro. Like cherry pick the best. The last captain we bought from another Premier League side, well, not Norgard, but you know what I mean, in Declan Rice, you saw what
Declan
it
Rice,
worked.
yep. Yep.
Leadership qualities, a plug in and play kind of
Yep.
man, can play as a 6, can play as an 8. Also, on topic of that, yeah, I know it's very different than when we brought in Declan Rice because Declan Rice was a bit younger. And on one hand, I believe at 28, what you see is what you kind of get. But one thing that entices me is I think I know Bruno Fernandez, he shit. Bruno Guimarães.
Guimarães.
Like, I think I know him in it. What crazy plans has Mikel got for this done? It could be mad. We didn't think Declan Rice was going to lick in 2 free kicks against Real Madrid and score goals
Play
and
the
take
eight.
assists and all
Play
these
the
things.
eight.
Do
Play the eight.
madness.
It's like, so yeah. So where will he play? Is he gonna play
Surely
6?
he's got to be
Probably
the 8.
6,
There'll
right?
be 6 stuff, but
Probably
if him and
6 or
Rice,
8.
surely you want Rice the deeper.
So I
Although
think Arteta.
Bruno might be better in terms of build up, and you can say Rice go
I was about to
run
say
block press.
Arteta.
I don't know.
Arteta, when he bought Rice, has always wanted him to play as an 8. I think he
I
wants to
think
use
it's dark for
his
Zubi.
his engine up and down That's who I think. That's who I think at the base of midfield Bruno's going to be competing with early on in the season. Of which
Do
we'll
you think
see.
it's
I
a
mean,
level raiser?
I like both of them. It's he's a level raiser that we didn't need. He's a level raiser that we didn't need level raising
Nah,
in
we
that
needed
area.
another midfielder, Zal, man.
I don't think the need. So I love him. I love him. I love that we have him. I love it completely. It's just need wise. I think left wing.
No,
If
no,
it
we needed
meant
both.
again,
Trust me,
if the
we needed
Kroenkes.
both.
So let me put it this way, deluded. They said that the Vinicius thing is unaffected, which is good, right? In a different world where money was tight, if this transfer took away from the left field, from going full blow for the left winger, then I'd have a problem.
But it depends. I can't lie, Zara. It depends what sort of caliber of left wing do you mean. Like if you're talking at the time of Morgan Rogers,
Committing
at
in
this
terms
moment
of
in time of
committing.
Vinicius, then I'm with
True,
you.
true. Committing resources. Let's say we're still going for Vinicius. If his thing affected the Vinicius deal, then I have a problem.
Yeah, no. If we genuinely could have got Vinicius and it meant
Yeah,
no Bruno, my tug. But
yeah.
I need
There
that
we go.
Vinicius in it,
That's where
and
I
just get me a
stand.
cheaper midfielder in it.
But yeah, the 6'8" or the 6 or the 8, wherever he plays, he adds more of the Xhaka qualities, leadership, bite in midfield. That's actually what I'm most excited about. Our midfield was lacking a lot of bite since Xhaka left. Now we have somebody that will leave a nasty when I'm pissed off when, for example, Sassedo does something stupid. We have somebody that will leave a stray stud,
We saw what he did
just to
to Jorginho allegedly. I didn't see it.
exactly,
No.
Lee. Nah, Jorginho headbutted
I
Jorginho
didn't see it.
headbutted
Word to
Bruno's
Benga. I
fist.
never saw nothing, man.
No, no,
Bruno helps old ladies across the street and that. I don't
listen.
know.
I may have said otherwise previously. I went back and I looked at it yesterday. I wasn't thinking straight when I was younger. I went back and I looked at it yesterday. Jorginho headbutted Bruno's
He
fist.
fell into him, man.
Bruno's fist. But it's exciting. It's a good signing, man. Let's see who. This is actually where I'm actually more excited now to see, and this is where Berta's skill has to show. Is now that the Vinicius thing hasn't worked out. Who we've been told that Berta talks to multiple people at the same time. Who has he been talking to? Who is
Yeah,
he going to pivot to?
make sure you get something. Make sure
I don't
you
want
get
no.
something.
I'm not hearing no Marcus Rashford pivots. Don't try
I'm not
and
on
come.
Rashford and Leao. I'm not on it. I'd
Don't
rather
try
Rashford over
tell
Leao though.
me. Don't try tell me experience this, experience that.
Yeah, no,
This
forget that, man.
that. Nope. So we'll see quality wise where he pivots to, man.
Would
I'm
you take
excited to.
Ndai from Everton? Slyly, we've been linked with him. I don't know for how credible that is, but yeah.
Decent player, 2-footed.
Obviously, we got to be a bit fair to them because anything that you're linked with that's not Vinicius after Vinicius, it's not gonna. You're not really trying to hear it.
That's the
Essentially,
thing. The follow up, following up the Vinicius rumor is going to be tough. But that's where I mean it's an opportunity for cult hero status. It's look at Trossard. Solis, I'm talking to you. Look at Trossard. It's emulate that and or
I
do a bit
believe in
better
him.
than
You
that. We'll
know,
see. I think so. He
now
just
I
a
ain't expecting
glimpse.
fireworks and shit, but I actually think Zolis be alright still.
So because of the shakiness of the media team, it's only been looks. The last two games I really haven't seen, but
I
from the
can't lie.
little that I've
Last
seen,
game that we lost, everybody looked meaty, including him. I know he got assists, but he looked mad.
that wasn't even
Girona, he
on.
looked bad.
That wasn't on
He looked like
TV
bad
here.
as in good.
That one wasn't on TV. That one was not on. So the first one was on the zone. That one wasn't on TV here. I had to kind of try find a way, but I
What
didn't see much
Girona
of it.
or Betis yesterday?
Betis wasn't on TV. So
Yeah.
Girona, they at least had the back. But Girona was on
Yeah, I had to
TV
watch it
for
on a dodgy
us.
stream as well, Zal, man. They've made an absolute mess of the
It's
streaming thing on
crazy.
Arsenal.com,
It's
man.
crazy. The screen was shit, but we were lucky that Girona was on TV for us, so the TV was fine. And then because there was no stream, Betis wasn't on TV yesterday, so it was it
Now
was it
big up
was
my
on.
chat, man, because I was doing the like people in the chat were finding dodgy
I
streams
hope
in it.
what Dortmund is Emirates Cup, right?
Sunday, yeah, Emirates on
That
Sunday, and
should
then it's
that should that
Como, and
should
then it's the
be
Community Shield, man.
that should be on TV. I hope, but
I gotta
hopefully,
ask you,
hopefully,
go on.
yeah. No,
Go,
go ahead,
go.
go ahead. No,
I was gonna say,
go
yeah,
ahead
I was gonna
because I
say,
might have to bounce it a little bit. So let me answer this
cool.
one question.
No,
I got
I was
unfortunately I
gonna
got to
say,
ride out to work.
yeah, like going back to the left wing. Obviously, Vinny's done. Where do we go from here? Obviously, I know you ain't Berta. I'm not expecting to pull a rabbit out the hat. But like, for example, like, are you on trying to get involved with Liverpool with Bacola or something?
That's the thing, is that anything from here now is gonna suck, right? Because it Vinicius Jr. is the best name at left wing. So
Creme de
anything
la
now
creme.
is gonna suck.
Prettiest girl in the school.
Barcola, I feel like he's too similar to Martinelli. But I mean, you get me somebody. Get me somebody. So that's the thing, is that my thing is, what you do for other teams, I don't care. The second you become an Arsenal player, I just need you to perform. I give you a clean slate. What you've done for
Facts.
PSG doesn't matter whatsoever. So Barcola is the name that they want. Whoever Arteta has earned the right for him to say, I want this player. He comes in, even if he's an unknown entity for me. If Arteta says he wants this player, he gets a clean slate for me, and we start from zero with that guy. So whoever he wants, let's not skimp, let's not do all this dilly dallying and waiting until last minute.
Can't lie, he wanted Madueke. I won't wave in
Sterling.
this now, man.
Madueke is lucky that I just haven't looked into it too clearly,
I
because I've
won't
just
wave in
been
this.
buzzing.
I'll tell you, I love you to bits, but if the players are not wavy, I don't want them.
I haven't looked into the Madueke file, because I was celebrating my first title in 22 years. That's where
No,
Madueke.
Noni's
That's where
cool. I
Madueke.
like Noni, but that's the lot for me. That's the
And
last one of them kind of ones now.
and that's where he benefits from me too. Is I like his attitude. I like
Yeah.
Noni's. I like Noni as a person. I think he's
Yeah,
he's
man.
a
Like,
very
I got time for Noni, man. I don't
he's a
question
very
his
good
attitude and that.
he's a
He's a
very
tool
good
in the
guy.
toolbox.
Very
I know
good
you're pressed for
guy.
time, Zara. I know you're pressed for time, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at this last question. I want to get this last question in, yeah. Zara, two things: name/rank our three closest rivals this season, and name the clubs who may not rival us, but will be surprise standouts this season. So let's do it in two bits, yeah.
What do you
The
mean?
three closest rivals.
Rivals as in Arsenal's traditional rivals, or as in the people
No, I
that we're
think
going
he
to be
means. I am
competing?
assuming
Oh,
like fighting for the
competing
title.
against. Competing. Okay, so I think we are favorites. I think we're favorites. We've earned that right as the reigning. I think we're favorites. I
Inshallah.
think this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting year, because everybody pretty much has new managers, right?
Element of an
Everybody pretty
unknown.
much has new managers, so you don't really know how. I think Manchester City will be up there. They've got quality players. A new manager, though, quality players. I'm not too sure about Chelsea. Chelsea, I think, might have a lot going on for Alonso and all that. So I'm going to put us, Man City, Man United with Carrick, maybe, and Emre. But Aston Villa's lost Tielemans.
Yeah,
Actually,
they've
no,
been
no, 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 no,
ransacked,
no, no,
man.
no. I
Yeah.
like Tielemans. They've lost everybody. I guess
And then
Liverpool.
surprise packages.
I guess Liverpool. I had to go work. I had to go work the Liverpool game when Liverpool was here playing Leeds. Isak looks.
What was you there? Was you there?
Yeah. They
Oh
were here.
shit.
They were here in Chicago. I was
Yeah,
in the
he's
stands.
clearly not fit.
I had to go work with it. Isak looks fat and slow.
That's a preseason
We
score,
might
ain't it?
have dodged a bullet. I couldn't
To
believe
be
what
fair,
I
he's
was
had mad
watching,
injuries,
dude.
man.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I mean, that injury sucked for a player, but I could not believe what I was watching. Last thing. Who's a dumbass who I feel bad for? Well, actually, I don't feel bad for. He's an idiot in all of this. Rodrigo. Rodrigo had the chance to get out of this last season. I don't know what he's gonna do with his life now.
No, but them man, but it's like what you said earlier. Them
Just
man,
collecting
they're
cash,
just
right?
so Real Madrid this.
Yeah.
They can't hear nothing else. They have to be physically escorted out of Real Madrid. They will never leave it.
Yeah. It's crazy. He's now so far down the pecking order. He could have been Arsenal's marquee signing last thing. But
And we can't go for
that's
him.
how it goes.
And we can't go for him because obviously, like, he's got an ACL. So man, I foresee what it looks like.
Yeah, it's
after that.
over.
I know I said last things are, but really quickly, yeah. I see someone put in the chat, and I've looked at it. Yeah, obviously Alvarez is now going to be the one we're going to be relinked with because the Vini stuff said. If you're listening on audio, I'll read it out. As of today, August the 6th, Barcelona consider the signing of Julian Alvarez to be virtually impossible. The club are now exploring alternative options, and unless there is a completely unexpected twist, Julian will not join Barcelona this summer. What are you saying to that? Should we get involved?
Why not? We have the money. Throw him on the left. I love Alvarez. I love Alvarez. I know there was a
Perfect
point when
striker for our tech system, to be fair.
people were saying, so would he be playing through the middle or on the left? People were saying that Joker is out, Alvarez in, is the swap deal. I'm not for that. I think give Jokeres another season.
Try give them a Martinelli Jesus
But
first, man.
I'll take Alvarez on the wing. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, but we
Phenomenal player.
can't leave him left wing on a consistent basis, man. We can't.
But nowadays, I mean, if you're in those attacking areas, you'll get your licks. You know, they interlink and all that. They move around and all. Just get him somewhere in our front three there.
I hear it, you know.
And I like him because he also works back. He's not like
He
Vinicius.
fits our tech system like a glove.
He's not like Vinicius where we would have had to sacrifice one on defense. Vinicius was coming not to track back. He will actually track back too, and he's phenomenal attitude. Plus, they've worked together. So if he wants him, I think we should go for him.
And Berta used to work at Atletico. In fact, I could be wrong, yeah, because time flies. But you might have even facilitated the deal to get Alvarez.
Berta is the one that got him. Berta,
yeah, so you know exactly what's in that contract, and you might know how to prize him out of there, provided he wants to swap Sunny Spain for Arsenal. If Alvarez is said today, for example, I want to sign on the dotted line, I'm with you. I think we should be playing him up front, but I'm on signing him and figuring out that bullshit later. That's how I felt about Morgan Rogers. I don't think in my heart of heart you was a left winger, but I was on, and this is probably why I'm not working in football. I'm on signing you and figuring that shit out later, like, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, no, he's a phenomenal player. Phenomenal. Just get me somebody. I wanted that Diamande kid, but he's in Madrid now. But you know who else? Who instead of Bruno, I wanted Buadi, but City's getting him.
I hear it, but we had no chance. And I don't know if they, like, for us, when we was linked to him, they were saying loan him back to Lille. That's when I was like, you know what? Charge it to the game. The next kind of centre mid, young French don will go for it. I'm happy with Bruno, man. I'm happy with Bruno, man. And even that Barcelona seem to be getting Rodri, so there might not be money. But Zar,
hopefully, I don't know where we go for something. It's not over. Ornstein hasn't tweeted. Hopefully, we have something to celebrate next week, Monday. That's it to me. That's all we get.
Listen, my thing is that what you said at the top of the stream, like, all right, cool, Vini something, but like, make sure you address that left wing in it. And I'm excluding Zolis purposely because we was told two names. Like, had we all got Vinícius, you would have had two. If it was Rogers, we would have had two. So make it happen. My last question for you then, Zar, yeah? For a second, forget the fact that you want Alvarez and what you feel about Vini and whatnot. And let's just assume what we've got is what we've got. Do you think, as it stands, with everyone contracted to Arsenal at this moment in time, we've got enough to retain the title?
Title, yes. Champions League. That's a different question.
Fair. I would say the same. I'd say the same.
Title, yes. Title, even without the new signings.
Fair.
I think with that, with last year's squad, new managers. It's new managers everywhere. It's a team that's already won it. We pretty much kept the group together, bar Trossard, who was a big part because he scored a lot of the big games. Actually, yeah, Trossard is he's going to be a big miss. But yeah, I think the clutch goals. I think we're without the signings too. Now with the signings, even better.
Fingers, toes, and everything crossed that it all works out, man. People, we're gonna let Zar get to work. We need to remember my man is in America. Where can people find you before you get off out of here? And as usual, on behalf of myself and everyone in the chat, appreciate you, Zar, man. They asked for it. Happy to deliver.
There's somebody who, if he hits me up, I always make time for him. That's my guy, Deluded. I've always got time. So till next time, you find me at the Midget Zimbo everywhere, TikTok everywhere, as my man Rob over there put in the chat. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Deluded, thank you so much, bro. Till next time, my brother.
Thank you, man. It's always lovely to talk football with you. Like last season, we was here in the highs and the lows. No doubt we'll do the same. You know, this is what we do it for, man. And again, the real MVPs is not me, it's not Zar, it's you lot in the chat, man.
There it is.
If you don't want to
like the stream and all.
Bro, they were asking for Zar, like, get Zar. I was like, I'll try. So yeah, Zar didn't let you lot down, people. So yeah, man, big up you lot. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Let's let Zar get off with his day. Zar, I'll hit you up, man. And as usual, thank you, man. Arsenal fans, keep your fingers and your toes crossed. Hopefully there's some signings. But until then, come on, you Gunners.
There Zar, it is. Come on. Peace out, my bro. We'll see you.
Come on. In a bit. Vini shit, man. I ain't seen Vini do this. I literally have not seen Vinícius Jr. do this. Man. We're done. One love, people. Stay safe, stay blessed. Love you.
He always used to have to run like, I think, like